Welcome to Retro Unboxing, and today we have for you the Nokia 7110. This was actually the first phone to feature a dedicated mobile phone web browser. We're going to unbox, discuss and test drive this phone like it was 1999, and also check out a TV commercial for the 7110 from that year. So stick around and enjoy the video. Okay. On the front of the box here you can see a graphic of the 7110. It was a fairly unusual looking device compared to phones of the time, with its large screen, its slide down cover and its roller navigation button. On the corner here you can see it supported MMM or mobile media mode. Flipping over to the left of the box here, got some of the standout features of the 7110. Got the roller key, which was quite unique. You've got WAP or MMM as they call it here, and this was actually the first time a dedicated web browser was ever seen on a mobile phone. What a landmark moment. And you've got a calendar and a larger than average phone book storage. And flipping over to the right side of the box, you've got your optional extras, mostly standard 90s accessories. Got your desktop charger, got your belt clip, got your car kit, got your hands-free kit, etc. And not much on the top and bottom of the box, aside from the serial and model numbers, as you can see there. And we'll flip over to the back of the box, and we have some more detailed info about the phone's features. We've got a 1000 contact phone book memory. No more deciding who's important enough to have their number stored in your phone. And we've got the WAP browser for simple internet access. Really hard to imagine not being able to access the internet on a mobile device these days, isn't it? Especially if you're under 30 years of age. And there's predictive text with an internal dictionary. Now I actually really hated this feature, but people that got used to it apparently loved it for making SMS writing that much quicker. And we've also got your talk time and standby time. Some pretty good figures for the late 90s. You had a maximum standby of 260 hours with your standard battery and 430 hours with your extended battery. So let's open up the box and take a look at what's inside. First up we have your user's guide. The booklet here is 87 pages plus 1 page for notes. Lots of info about how to set up and operate the device. And then back here on page 19 and 20 we have a list of menu functions, which gives you a good idea of what the phone is capable of and the options it included. And we have this ID sticker with your serial number and security code. Security code 12345. I'm sure you wouldn't have any troubles remembering that. And then in here we actually have the original receipt. Now unfortunately the date was rubbed off over time. This is 20 odd years old, but the price is still visible. This was $689 and it was purchased in Sydney, Australia. Next, inside the box we have your standard Nokia charger. Sure, we've all seen one of these before. Well, if you're over 30 anyway. And we have this snazzy Nokia hands-free unit featuring an earpiece and mic. I remember using these types of hands-free setups back in the day and feeling like a bit of a boss. And last but not least, we have the star of the show, the Nokia 7110 itself. feels nice and weighty in your hand, like you're holding something that isn't all plastic. Another sturdy Nokia from that period. Now this phone's showing her age a bit, but she has a nice green colour, and if you get it in the right light you can see brown and maroon tones, and you can see it had a solid metal casing around the screen. Got your power button just above the screen, and you can see the navigation roller located here between these two buttons. On the top of the phone we have your external aerial and your infrared port, which enabled the transfer of data between compatible phones that had the infrared feature. And on the base of the phone you have your charging port, and you also have your plug for your hands-free or for a data cable. And on the back of the phone we have this little silver button. Now this button activates the really cool slider feature of the 7110. When you press the button it shoots the cover down, and this answers your call, and it also places the mic closer to your mouth so you've got better call clarity. If you remember the 8110, which was another Nokia that was featured in the original Matrix film, it also had a slider, but that slider was pulled down manually. And in the movie the creators actually added a spring-loaded feature to that phone, so the cover popped down much like this one. And I guess the Nokia designers realised how cool that looked and they added it for real in this model. Along with answering calls, when you had the slider down it also revealed these buttons here, and once you were finished talking, sliding the cover back up ended the call. Also on the back of the phone we have this removable rubber plug, and that covered the access point for a hookup to a car cradle. And then we also have your removable battery. We'll remove the battery, and inside we have a tray for your SIM card. We can go ahead and install one of those. Now unfortunately Australia no longer supports the 2G network, so we won't be able to access the internet or make a call. But putting this SIM in will allow us to browse the phone's features and functions. So let's power this thing up. On the right we have the names option. That accesses the phone book features. To select an option you scroll using the wheel, which also doubles as a main selection button. And on the left we have your menu key, which lets us look at the phone's features. First we have messages, all your standard 90s options, your inbox, outbox, archive. Scrolling down again we have your call register. That's your missed calls, received calls, dialed numbers and all that. Next we have your profiles. That's basically your volume and your tones from silent to loud and everything in between. And then we have your settings, your time settings, your call settings. Got your phone settings where you could change the phone's language, add a welcome note or select a network. And then we have your communication settings and your security settings. Then we have your call diversion, and then we have your games. As you can see inside here there's Snake 2. That's the follow-up to the original Nokia Classic. And then we also have a couple of other games, including Racket, which we'll have a go of. Looks to be a monochromatic version of tennis, which I am not very good at. And we have your calculator, and scrolling down again we have your calendar. Then we have your infrared. I'll activate mine, and if you activate your IR on your Nokia and you hold it near mine, I can send you a phone number straight to your phone. Next on the menu we have your web services. Now this was pretty groundbreaking stuff at the time. The 7110 was the first phone to use the WAP web browser, which was a dedicated web browser for mobile phones, and it connected the phone so it was able to use the web for things like email, checking news information, and accessing simple web pages. WAP had a fair bit of popularity in the early 2000s, but as handsets evolved it was overtaken by more modern technology that could handle the full features of the internet. And then we have your Pocket News. This could keep you up to date with all your news, your weather, your sport, finance, all that sort of thing. This was another web-based feature. And that's all the phone's features, except of course your number keys and your make and end call buttons. And so that's the 7110 in a nutshell. And I have to say, after using the navigation key here today, not sure why Nokia didn't use that in more models back in the day. It makes the phone very easy to navigate and use. And so in summing up, although this wasn't the first mobile phone to connect to the internet, that honour actually went to the legendary Nokia 9000 communicator, the 7110 was the first mobile phone to use a dedicated mobile web browser, and for that reason it should definitely take its place in mobile phone history. And if it doesn't take its place in history for its web functions, then it should definitely take its place in history because of this super cool slider. Who doesn't want to shoot that cover down to answer a call? Anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let's finish up with a bit of a blast from the past, a TV commercial for the 7110 from way back in 1999. But first I just want to let you know, if you enjoy retro phones, you enjoy retro tech, retro gaming consoles or retro toys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got a new upload every week. And if you are a subscriber, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know which piece of history you'd like to see on the channel, and I will do my very best to track it down and unbox it for you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.
Don't let the world spin you around. With the new Nokia 7110 in your hand, you have the world at your fingertips. Turn and click to write a message. Use the Navi roller to select from up to 1,000 names, each with up to 5 numbers and 2 rows of text. Life is too short to stand in line. The Nokia 7110 supports World Wide Web, mobile media mode, an open standard which connects to services and text information on the internet. Book tickets, check timetables, do your banking. Why search when you can find? Join a news service and receive only the news and information that interests you. Real-time stock prices or news about your company. Why be tied to one place? Check your email or have fax headers sent straight to your phone. To make it easier to use all these services, the Nokia 7110 has a huge display, large fonts and predictive text input to make writing much faster. With the built-in dictionary, you can write faster and easier. In the Nokia 7110, the internet meets the cellular network. Global information meets individual freedom. The Nokia 7110 puts the world at your fingertips.